Hello and welcome to your yin. Yin! We love yin. I discovered yin quite late in life as I was fairly addicted to the yang. But then I realized that I could actually move deeper in my yang practice when I brought the yin in. It also helped me recover from chronic fatigue. And now it is the most important part of a yoga practice. Within the yin practice, we look to turn off our fight and flight, our anxiety. We look to move into our rest and digest and to move into our parasympathetic nervous system. The key in yin is having a lot of props. If you have bolsters, get yourself your bolster. I'm going to use 2 pillows. I have a strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use 2 belts. If you have a roller, I find it quite good when we're coming into our wide-legged forward fold, and then a block. Now, if you don't have any of this stuff, have a look on Amazon today and order it now because they're still shipping, and I think it will just help you move deeper into your practice. When we have support, we can release and let go. If you're holding on for dear might, your head is like this, you can't actually release, and we don't get the same opening in the connective tissue. So without further ado, I invite you to join me on my mat for our yin practice. Oh, I also have a blanket underneath my feet. So first position we're going to go into is a really sneaky one that I often use when I'm teaching the snowboard kids, and I want to quickly trigger them into a calmer state. They've come from school, they're pretty active, and we roll our blanket across our mat. I'll take our bolster or our pillows away, and then we just come to lie, tuck away my cable, onto this blanket. So the trick here is getting quite comfortable. So sometimes it's nice to pop your blanket, your bolster under your knees as well, or your pillow. And we're going to just take a moment here. It's in a supported Sphinx pose. So let's arrive in our practice. Closing your eyes and just witnessing your breath. Just noticing where you are connecting with your mat, with your bolster, with your blanket, your elbows, forearms, palms of your hands. And let's all take that breath into our belly now. So starting to lengthen it. And just noticing when you draw that breath down into your belly, does it catch in your throat? Does it catch in your chest? Quite often when we are in a state of heightened anxiety and stress, we breathe into our chest, and it can catch, and it really takes quite a lot of effort to break that cycle. So be kind to yourself. If it doesn't happen right away, it may happen at the end of the practice, it may happen tomorrow. Draw your breath in and release. As you release, zipping through the front of your body, so drawing through that pelvic floor, that navel to spine, and again, inhale. Exhale, pelvic floor, navel to spine. Release your jaw and gently come on down, so you can allow your forehead to come to the mat. As you arrive here, just let those shoulders release. And taking another deep breath in, drawing it all the way down your spine to your tailbone. And release. So the reason that I like to come into this posture to start with, even if it is in a yang class, is just to trigger this vagus nerve. And the vagus nerves The vagus nerve travels all the way down to the abdomen from the brain. And it is the direct communication which triggers the parasympathetic nervous system. So when we press onto our belly, it's a really sneaky cheat to trigger that vagus nerve. And you might notice a little bit of burbling in your belly. You might notice a grumble. Just enjoying the sound of your breath. Another way we trigger this vagus nerve is by humming, singing, talking, or even just our ujjayi breath, which takes the breath to the back of the throat and creates almost like a snoring noise. And just releasing. See if you can sink a tiny bit deeper, allowing your shoulder blades to move away from your spine, your heart to draw away from your spine, sinking deeper. And we're just going to take 3 quite exaggerated breaths here. So we're resting in stillness. The only thing that will move is the press of our breath into our belly. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just allowing yourself to take one more breath, find your own rhythm. And then when you're ready, moving ever so slowly, because the movement in our yin practice from within a posture to coming out of a posture is as important as the posture itself. Just bringing those toes together, send yourself back. You can bring your blanket to the side of your mat. Extend those arms long. And just let yourself surrender. So this is our extended child's pose. You can take your gaze forwards. You can allow your forehead to come to the mat. You can take your breath to your belly and let it wrap around into your sacrum to travel up your spine, your shoulder blades, back of your neck, and just letting yourself sink even deeper. So we're using our child's not as a posture, more as a rebound at this time, just to let any changes start to consolidate. And then we'll just press into our hands and allow our chin to come to our chest and just walk yourself up. So as you walk your arms up, letting you shimmy your shoulders, but so slow. And coming up, keep your eyes closed if you can. Just when we shut off one sense, it allows our other senses to ignite and just come to sit. So your toes are together, your knees are wide. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale. And then just falling over to our left hand side. And those legs can come out in front of you. So we're going to take our seated mountain pose to start with. So just removing that flesh. If you want, actually, I will come to face you. And I always like to take a blanket underneath my sit bones. What we find is we can then allow ourselves a pelvic tilt, which can lengthen the hamstrings, and we can just tilt through that sacrum and it can release the lower back. So I like this. If you're super open, and you practice a lot, you may not need this. So just drawing our toes back towards us, and then let's take them nice and wide. So the reason I have my roller here today is because I don't have 2 blocks. If I had 2 blocks, I'd probably start out with my 2 blocks like this. So this posture is my nemesis. And I love to take people in my class into my nemesis, because then I have, an understanding of what they're going through. Otherwise, it's very easy to just stick with the postures that you find really easy. I have sticky hips, and because of the sports I do, they can be quite tricky to move into certain postures. We'll do Pigeon as well, which is another one of my nemesis. So drawing your toes towards you, check in with your adductors, your inner thighs. What's going on there? Take a breath. Spine is long. And then I'm just going to come forwards onto my roller. You may take a moment to play around. It might be that you come all the way down to here right away, but we are going to stay in this posture for 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, so I do tend to play it by ear, just because I like, when I'm usually teaching a class and we come to the edge, and then I see that people are sitting in discomfort, and then we'll draw people out. So let's take it at the moment that we'll be in this one, approximately 3 minutes. So we're going to draw our spine long, and then coming forwards, just release your forehead onto whatever is supporting you. So with regards to your edge of comfort, it might be that you get to here, your adductors are talking to you, your lower back is talking to you. And so we'll draw our breath, and allowing the breath to create space in your shoulder blades. How does it feel when you visualize that breath as a healing white light, and it comes all the way to your belly, and then it slides up your spine? It comes in your shoulder blades and in the back of your neck. How does it feel to release your jaw? How does it feel to use your breath to quieten anywhere that may be shouting at you? So taking that breath to anywhere that you are sensing discomfort, and just allowing that breath to release. As you fill your torso with your prana, your life force, just allowing it to reach places that you never normally notice your breath going. Can you take it into your armpits? Can you take it down into your glands? Can you take it into your belly, even though you're compressing your belly? And we have 1 more minute here, so 6 yoga breaths. If you feel you want to move slightly, you may want to move deeper into your posture. You may want to move out slightly. Please do. So just pausing and then coming to rest in stillness. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 more, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just moving as slow as humanly possible, and then slow it down some more. Pressing your hands into either the floor or your roller, just letting yourself rise back up. Eyes can stay closed. Stay inside your body. Ignite that proprioception. And just moving your props to the side. We're just going to lift this right knee, help it along, and then come off your support. And we'll just come down to a rebound. And I am going to pop on my jumper because it is cooling off here. And it is a nice slow practice. So when we're cold or we are feeling stress on a joint or a muscle or a ligament, then we really can't relax. So you need to always make sure that you are feeling comfort and coming just to lie in your rebound. So within this rebound, you will notice a settling. And when I first did my extensive YIN training on top of my basic training, I didn't love the rebound. And now I love the rebound. It's like a mini Shavasana throughout the entire class. And after each posture, we just allow that connective tissue to settle. And when you are ready, you can just bend your right knee, your left knee, and come over to your right side and press yourself up. So we're going to take both of our cushions now behind us. Well, I'm taking my pillows. If you have a bolster, you will need that. And I can even see some of my clients in Switzerland, their faces as they know what's about to happen. Yes, you can prop the back up with your block as well, or whatever you need to. So take your time to get into this. You know, you can pause me. There's no hurry. I also like to have 2 mats in YIN because you spend a lot of time on the floor. And you may think not a lot is happening, but there's so much going on deep inside. So this one is a favorite with all of my snowboarders. We love to open the quad because it wraps over the kneecap, connects underneath the kneecap, so really good for keeping that knee nice and stable. Also skiers or the free skiers. So let's just draw our spine long and then gently come back. You might get to here and think, whoa, that's enough for me. Or you may come to here and think, oh, I could go a little bit deeper. Or you may think, this is enough for me today. I don't need to push myself any further. I'm going to give it a go, just taking one away. And don't ever be afraid to play around. You know, you might find you want to put something under this knee or bring a little block or a blanket just to support under this knee. when we have that point of contact, you actually find that you can release quicker. So there we go. I'm giving myself a little bit there, and then over time as we release, it has end destination. So let's bring our arms up into our cactus arms for this, and connecting with that breath. It's a great posture to have this Ujjayi breath present. So you can inhale and really almost imagine a snore-like sensation going on. And we will inhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So keeping this count alive in your mind, using your breath to quieten your mind. One of the biggest challenges of yin, and therefore one of the greatest benefits of yin, is that it's hard to lie still. And if you are used to a yang style practice, we often use the movement to keep our minds quiet. But the second we lie still, that monkey mind goes crazy. So using your breath as a tool to quieten your mind in this challenging posture can then stand you in good stead in your day-to-day life when you're in challenging situations. This yoga is just a practice for life. So let's take another 3 breaths in our mind. Allowing that breath to fill from your belly, through your ribcage, into your heart, your chest, your shoulders drop. Your throat is relaxed. When you're ready, bringing those arms back down. Let's just help that left leg up and out of it, and come to rest that foot on the mat, and then rolling to the right side, just allowing yourself to come all the way back up. Let's take those feet wide and off the mat into a little window wiper. So hands face forward, drop your right knee to your left heel, gaze to the right. Back to center and the other way. Back to center. I'm just pausing here for a moment. Okay, let's take those legs long. Just find that quad. And we're going to take that right heel behind us and that left leg to midline. So you might need to just take a pause because we're quite uneven. And this might be enough for you. You might think, oh, I can't go anywhere. Or you might come back and think, oh, this side is far more open. I wonder why that is. So this time, let us bring our hands to our belly to start. And sometimes it's really helpful when you are trying to do this belly breathing to have something on your belly that you can press into. And so if you draw your breath and allow it to come all the way into your belly, into your hands. So usually in yoga, we breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. But there is no harm in sighing it out your mouth if you need to do that. Let's bring those hands gently up to the ribs. And just spread those fingers now so your elbows are wide and you can mirror your rib cage with your fingers. And just trying to lengthen your exhale longer than your inhale. So we'll inhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just taking that count inside your head for your final 3 breaths. Just taking your mind's eye to where you have this connection at the hip flexor and all the space you're creating along the quad. This connective tissue opening, lengthening, new blood supply coming in to all of those joints. It's as if we're taking our car for a fine tune and they become lovely and lubricated. And when you're ready, just allowing those hands to come down to support that right leg as it comes up, releasing your foot to the mat, and then just coming back to lie in your rebound. You can leave your bolster here, or sometimes it's quite nice to remove it just so you can reconnect your spine with the mat. And let's let those feet fall out to the side. And just noticing, are you holding on anywhere? Can you physically let go and then let your mind let go? And just bending those knees, taking your feet to the mat. Pausing here, rolling over to your right side and moving ever so slowly into our Pigeon. So we'll bring our left foot in. And what is quite nice to try to start with is bringing this foot high. You know, quite often we just go straight to where we can then get our glute on. But if you then bring your block and have that as support, we're going to just walk our hands to the left and really press away with this whole right side. Then just come back to center and pause here and see how this feels for you. Now, if you don't want to stay here, you're more than welcome to release that foot lower down and then just come to rest in stillness. So don't be afraid to bring your bolster in front of you. Now, because we are here for a longer time, if you are quite tight in your hips, I also am going to bring some support under this left glute, and then I'm going to bring that foot up a little bit higher. So again, it's all about the props in yin. Once we can release and relax, then we can create more space than we can imagine, and allowing this to enhance our yang practice. If you run marathons, you'll notice a huge change in your lung capacity. Let's sink on down. We can open those intercostals that join the ribs together and just have extra space in our lungs. Let's fill our belly and release. Now, if you want to lie with your head onto the pillow, that may be better for you. Because I'm talking, I am turning mine to the side. And so when I was unwell with chronic fatigue and I used to go to my yin practice, my dad used to drive me because I was too ill to drive. My yin, when we would arrive in this Pigeon, I would dread the Pigeon, and I now realize it's because, number one, I was storing a lot of my illness in my hips, and we store a lot of our emotional attachment, and then any physical tightness can really sit in those hips. And I wasn't using enough props. So at the risk of repeating myself, please use the props. You can use anything. Tupperware, a good piece of Tupperware with a little blanket on top if you want, instead of a block. So let's breathe into that belly and let that breath wrap around your lower back. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you might start to actually be able to feel this length arriving. You may not, but do not fear, because one day you will be in your Pigeon and you'll get a moment and you'll think, oh, here I go. I'm starting to release. And there's definitely a difference between a bad pain and a good pain. So if you ever get a sharp shooting pain, please move gently out of a posture. Obviously, we want to avoid this at all costs. But these dull, warm aches, these are okay. This is what we're looking for. 2 more breaths. And then just seeing if you can sink a tiny bit deeper. And bringing those hands beside your body and allow yourself to gently rise on up. Chin to chest. And then pausing when you come back up. Draw your spine long. release. And letting that right leg come around and just moving slightly forwards whilst you allow your legs to take a little moment. You can wiggle them from side to side. And let's bring this right leg and send that left leg back. So I know my right hip is stickier than my left. So I know for sure. I'm going to take a little bit of padding there. And then just take a moment to check in with your hips. How does it feel to press away into the top of that foot? And by pressing into the top of your left foot, you can create this extra space in your hip flexor. And then how does it feel to gently move from side to side as you lower on down? And using the comfort of the pillow and the knowledge that this actually will pause before we go down and just come over to the right. Just noticing what's happening, and if you wanted to actually take that higher movement with the leg up high and the support, you can too. So then just coming to your place of comfort and lowering down. And let's just arrive in this beautiful Pigeon. So knowing that you are safe in this place on your mat with your bolster, with your pillow. This is where you are meant to be, right here, right now. And connecting with that breath, let's release our shoulders. If we draw that breath into our shoulder blades and let it wrap into our armpits. So it may be on this side that you notice sensations in different places. Is a sensation in the head of the femur, in your lower back? Or is it where that gluteus minimus is connecting potentially on the side of your hip? Wherever it may be, just drawing your breath there. And surrender. And we'll take 3 more yogic breaths. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's pause. Fill your lungs, release. And when you're ready, pressing those hands into the mat, let your chin stay connected with your chest and coming all the way up. And let's allow that left leg to come forwards, your right. Just make your way down to your back. If your strap isn't handy, just bring it so that it is handy to you. And come to lie on your back, palms face up in your rebound. And you'll really notice this through your hips. So bringing our strap, and we're going to pop it over our right foot. And just bring that around the back of our head. Bringing your palms to face up. And then just allowing yourself to surrender. So your shoulder blades are coming towards the mat. Letting your heel draw away. Let's get that space from our heel. And sometimes I feel it really helps to visualize magnets on your shoulder blades. So they are drawing down to the mat. And then send that heel away and have that space in your calf, the back of your knee, your hamstring, coming through into your glutes, up your lower back, into the thoracic region of your spine, shoulder blades, neck, back of the head. Fill your head. Really allow yourself to surrender. Let go of your ego. Let go of any expectations. If you ride through life with no expectations, you are constantly delighted by what turns up. Notice your fingers curling naturally over your hand as you relax. Release your jaw. And just see, for your final minute here, you can allow your head to fall even heavier. And just count you through your last 4 breaths. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last one. 3, 4. Hold, 2. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's gently bend that knee, taking your hands to the strap. Just enjoying that sensation of the blood rushing into the back of your head. This is what we're doing in all of our joints. So let's hug that knee into our chest, put that strap to the left, and just move it from side to side. So imagine you're just opening through the head of that femur, and then you're going to take it all the way over to your left side. So I like to bring that knee all the way over and then have one of my pillows or a little pebble on this side. So you can open your right arm and let it rest there for a moment. So we're using the heavier lever to allow us to create this opening through the side of our body. So this again is one of those postures that can be awkward and uncomfortable to breathe in. And if you just take your breath to your belly now, see what I mean? And draw all the way to your armpit and then release. So you may find you want to let that arm fall open now. And just breathing into your fingertip. We'll see this white light come through our hand, our forearm, into the crook of our arm, bicep, through our armpit, just coming through into our body, down our torso, creating this space into the outside of our quad, down past our knee, our shin, and into our tootsies. So when we practice breathing in this challenging posture, when we get into challenging real life situations, we have this breath ready for us. And so I will start to give you the gift of silence as we come back to center. A little bit more, not completely, but just so that you can really come inside yourself. So we're allowing this leg to come back to center and just bringing that right hand onto the outside of your right foot and allowing pressing with that foot into your right hand. So again, creating this tenserity, seeing how that feels. If you want to move onto the inside or into a half happy baby, you can. So pressing with your tricep onto your hamstring, wrapping your forearm around and just holding that toe. You can then press away into this left hip, or you can use your thumb to press down. Draw that right toe up over your shoulder. And then supporting that foot with your left hand, gently unwrap, hug that knee into your chest, take that movement again, and you can allow that right leg to fall long. Let's take a moment here with our palms facing up and just notice the changes we have made on the right side of our body. Do you feel heavy? Do you feel light? Do you feel tingly? How does it feel to know that you have control of your health? Whether you are rebuilding after the virus or whether you are coming into it and you want to be strong. You want to lower that cortisol, increase your body's ability to fight against nasties. Without disturbing yourself too much, just taking your strap. Let's pop it behind our head over our left foot. Always make sure you don't have that buckle on your head. That can be painful. Letting your palms face up, shoulder blades drop, release your jaw. Imagining those magnets on your shoulder blades just drawing you down. And taking your breath to your belly. Noticing how much tighter this one might feel, but really that is because you spent so long on the other side that you have opened it, and by the time you left that side, you had created space through your hamstrings, the back of that knee, into your calf, through your Achilles, into your foot. And then if we come back up to our sacrum, into our lumbar, all the way up through that thoracic. See the space we're making in those little vertebrae. When we wake up in the morning, the intervertebral discs are full of liquid. And then through the day, they become compressed. And so we are creating this space for them to re-inflate, which they usually only do when we sleep. And just allowing yourself to surrender deeper. Give yourself 20% more relaxation. You know, I've seen people in my class shaking and holding on, clenching their jaws. Don't do that. If it feels bad, come higher. You might need 3 belts together. And don't judge yourself. You know, if this is your first time doing this, that's amazing. And if you need to come out of it early, that's okay too. We're here 3 more breaths. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more breath. Press that heel away and then bending that knee, hold your strap and just come on down. Release that strap off your foot and enjoy the sensation of that blood. I love that feeling because you're aware that every time you move out of a posture, this is what's happening, where we have compressed and stopped that blood supply. Afterwards, there's this whole fresh arrival. Let's move that knee from side to side, drawing a line from your armpit to your heart, from your heart to your armpit. And when you're ready, allowing that leg to come all the way over onto the floor and then clamshelling that arm open. You might find that you don't need any support on this side. If you feel like you want to bring your blanket onto you as we come closer to our Shavasana, you can. Just taking your gaze over to that left-hand side. You can use the weight of your hand to create more space. Let's take that deep breath into our belly and sigh it out. And again. Times when I am at odds with my husband, very rarely, I will do this breath, take a deep breath in and sigh it out. And he will say, "What was that for?" And I'll say, "I'm just moving out of fight and flight into my parasympathetic," which I think he finds very frustrating, but it is the most handy tool in your toolbox. Use your breath. And 2 more breaths. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So really slowly, gently, you can allow that arm to come back fast and your head, and then bringing that hand to help your leg back to center. Let's just hold onto that foot first of all on the outside, pressing that foot into your hand. And you can bring your hand down and press away, or you can take that thumb and just release all the way down the side of your body. You might find a sweet spot that you want to take a breath and then release. Holding it steady, bringing your left arm on the inside, wrap that arm around, coming into your full half happy baby. It's like the other one was a quarter happy baby. And just breathe. Drawing toes on both feet towards you, relax your jaw. And let's come into a full happy baby, just closing those eyes. Both legs come up and rock from side to side. Take little circles with your feet one way and the other way. And then we're going to hug those legs into our chest and take a moment to say, "Thank you, legs. Thank you for bringing me to my mat. Thank you for getting me to the bathroom. Thank you for never complaining." Just take a moment to feel gratitude for something or someone else in your life. When you are ready, you can come into your reclined butterfly. If you have blocks and can support your legs, stay here. Or if you are really open and it feels amazing, you can stay here for your Shavasana, popping your blanket onto you. If you don't have blocks and you aren't open in your hips, I would highly recommend just coming into your regular Shavasana and allowing yourself to really connect with the floor, using the floor as we have parts of our body to connect with our breath. We'll now use the solid, safe floor. Take your breath to your feet. Inhale. Release. Take your breath to your ankles, shins, calves. Release. Take your breath to your knees, quads, hamstrings. Release. When you arrive at your pelvic girdle, just see this bright white light moving from side to side as if a figure of 8, an infinity. This energy, allow your belly to soften, expand. Fill your lungs and release. Fill your heart, release. Clavicles, shoulders, biceps, triceps, elbows, forearms, hands, release. Let your throat fall heavy on your spine, your tongue relax in your mouth, cheeks, jaw, forehead, relax, whole head, whole body, release. And just know you have 5 minutes here, and I will bring you back. And when you're ready, slowly allowing your awareness to return to your body. You can wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Inhale your arms up and overhead. And stretch from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes. And then bringing those arms and those legs to meet, give yourself another hug. And just rock from side to side. Keeping your eyes closed or your gaze low. Just rolling to one side. And you can pause here just to really notice the benefits of your practice, mentally, physically. And pressing into your hand, allowing yourself to slowly come up. Slowly keeping eyes closed, gaze low, come to sit. You can bring your hands together in heart center and prayer. Bow your chin to your chest. Take 3 breaths in through your nose and sigh them out your mouth. Inhale. 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 Let's rub our hands together. Get that heat, that energy. Pop your hands on your eyes. Let that energy re-enter your body. You can slowly open your fingers. You can slowly open your eyes. And I thank you for joining me from the bottom of my heart. Namaste.